Hello, and welcome back, Theme Park Wizard. I hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. I sure did. It was very busy, and that's one of the reasons I didn't get to this video on Saturday night when it happened. But definitely something to address, and definitely something I want to share my thoughts on here. But before I share my thoughts, if you want to keep continuing hearing about breaking news updates, please click that notification bell and click the subscribe button to get breaking news videos. And anytime a video comes out, you'll get a notification. So please click that subscribe button, subscribe, and also share this video so other people on your social media can know all the Disney and theme park news out there. So on Saturday night about 9 p.m., the Disney Skyliner crashed. That's right, it crashed and malfunctioned just 6 days after opening. And what happened was, or Disney described it as an unexpected downtime, which just means it broke down, and it was potentially due to a power failure. Don't know what caused the power failure, how it happened, but at the Caribbean Beach station, which is the longest line, Caribbean Beach to Epcot, which is longest, and I think the highest line as well, goes to the whole system, tops out at 60 feet, which is not that high, which is good. If you're kind of scared of heights or don't like heights, 60 feet is not too bad. I mean, the Guardians of the Galaxy and Incredicoaster and Mickey's Fun World are way higher than all of those things. Even the Splash Mountain at its tippy top, it's 50 feet, so it's just 10 feet above that. So it's not too bad, and most of the line's actually pretty low to the ground, so height isn't that much of an issue. But people were stranded. It shut down. People were stranded up to 3 hours on this line that shut down. The power failed. There's a blue cabin trying to get out of the station, and it couldn't get out. It just stopped, which caused about 4 yellow cabins behind it to crash into it. One of the cabins reportedly had its glass shattered all over the place as a result of the crashing. Luckily, it doesn't seem like there's anyone in those cabins, as no one was injured. A couple of people were taken to the hospital for like medical, not injuries, but emergencies like hyperventilating or like panic attacks, stuff like that, which is still unfortunate, very bad. And they're all, I believe, they're all okay. I mean, someone should not have to end their Disneyfication with a panic attack or hyperventilating or throwing up from nervousness or nausea, getting stuck on a transition system. And this is at 9 p.m., which is when most of the parks, seems like every other park besides the Magic Kingdom, closes at 9 p.m. So in this case, Epcot and Hollywood Studios. And guests could both be coming out there trying to go home, or back to their hotels, and all of a sudden, they can go home and get a good night's rest, or whatever they want to do, because Skyliner crashed. So they got in there at 9 p.m. Some were stranded for up to 3 hours. That means they got out of there at midnight. And I mean, got out of the gondola at midnight. Then they have to get back to their hotel. It could have been some very late nights, especially if they had children in those gondolas as well. When the crash happened, the system auto-stopped all 3 lines, even though some aren't connected to the Caribbean Beach line. The whole system stopped as a precaution. And yes, that means some people were stranded above water. That low point where you're almost touching water, people were stranded there for up to 3 hours, especially there because you have to you have to bring out a dingy little small boat to evacuate each individual gondola. Obviously, I'm sure they had multiple, but and that takes an extra amount of time than it does taking on land because of the water aspect and loading people onto the boat and taking them back and coming back. So hopefully there weren't too many gondolas filled at that time that were over the water, so they can just skip some and go to the ones that have guests in them first. Fire trucks, if you guys didn't know, fire trucks their hook and ladders can only go up to 9 stories, which is about, each story is about 10 feet, so about 90 feet. So hook and ladders can access the whole Skyliner system, which is great news for evacuations, and great news for, in this case, because really helped out again, some were stranded for a long time, but it really helped that the hook and ladder trucks were able to reach the gondolas, and they didn't have to use other means of transportation like helicopters or other things to evacuate guests from the gondolas, which is great. Good thing for the height. But I mean, this is very interesting. 6 days after it opened, it's already crashed. Does this beg the question, should it have gone through more testing? Should they delay the opening by a month or two? Or was it a fluke? Just oh man, that sucks type of thing. Just they did all the testing they could, but it's what happened either way. Comment your thoughts down below on that one. I'm very curious, because something seems to happen, at least in the domestic parks on both resorts. Skyliner here, and of course, Skyliner in Walt Disney World, and of course here at Disneyland. The Matterhorn just still being fixed, running at half capacity, and closing for 2 full weeks later this month. To try to hurry that up and fix it, because it's been undergoing that left side of the track undergoing refurbishment for what, at least a month, potentially 2 months now. Several weeks for sure that Matterhorn has been under refurb. So that potentially, because just this over 60-year-old building, 61-year-old building, so it could be literally falling apart. But despite the question about Disney's maintenance teams, I don't know. I'll leave that question up to you. What are your thoughts on the Skyliner? What are your thoughts on the Skyliner crash, the Matterhorn? How are they kind of coinciding? Do you think Disney needs to step up its maintenance? I don't know. One last thing though, Disney did offer they did have emergency kits on the Skyliner. Include bags for anyone that has to gets like nervous and has to barf or anything. They include little kits. In the medical kits, they include something if you have to use like waste bags to use the bathroom, which is actually a smart idea, because I don't think, for example, Knott's Berry Farm when their Sky ride went down for 8 hours, people had to use the bathroom, and they didn't have anything to do it in. So that that's a very good idea. As well, Disney offered all the guests 4 all-day park tickets, as well as $200 Disney gift cards, as a sort of a I'm sorry, but after being stuck for 3 hours, especially with no air conditioning and the hot, humid Florida central air, luckily there were no thunderstorms that night or a wind that could really made things bad. After being stuck like that, I don't think any of those people will be taking the Skyliner again. So comment your thoughts below on the Skyliner crash. Will you be taking the Skyliner? Does this affect, if you were planning to take the Skyliner, does this affect your potential trip on the Skyliner? Comment your thoughts below. The Skyliner is closed indefinitely, but will definitely reopen in the future. So, will this affect your trips? I'd like to hear your thoughts. And as always, have a magical day.